Shawn Kimbro here with Chesapeake Light Tackle. I want to talk today a little bit about float and fly fishing for yellow perch. It's that time of year, first week in March, and we usually get a real nice yellow perch run in the creeks in Maryland. If you've heard any of my talks at Bass Pro shops or any of the local tackle shops or fishing seminars, you probably heard me talk about my secret weapon. I don't know how secret it is because a lot of people use it, but it's just a float and fly. Little bitty float. I like these little bitty plastilite green cap floats. A 1/32 fly. There's a trick to it. This is oil of anise. You can get it in the gourmet grocery stores. They have it at Whole Foods, some of the places like that. Probably any of the better grocery stores will have it. All it is an essential oil that smells like licorice. For the first 15 years of my life, I thought crappie smelled like licorice because every time I went fishing with my dad, he always had this on the boat. And I just thought that's what the fish smelled like. So I'll cut up little bitty pieces of felt, just tiny, even smaller than some of these I have. I like red and orange. Just a little bitty piece, no bigger than that right there. And that goes on the fly. Now, the reason you use the felt is because those feathers will shed that oil pretty quickly, but it stays on this felt. And I just attach it to that fly like that, so it looks right like that. So I'm using braided line, and I'm going to tip that with about 1.5 to 2 feet of either fluorocarbon or monofilament leader. This is just 5-pound tippet material, 4.5-pound tippet material. That's a little light. You might want to go with 6 or even 8-pound. This is 8-pound braid. I like to use brightly colored braid because sometimes you see the strike on your line if you're not using a float, but that's what this is for. So I'm going to attach that leader to my line using a double uni knot. Pretty easy knot to tie. You can look it up. It's on any of the websites, fishing knot websites. Then it's just a simple clinch knot to tie the fly to the leader. So there's your rig right there. There's your little fly and felt combination. Now I'm going to take this float, put it on the braid, just wrap it around a couple of times, maybe 3-4 times, and then you can adjust your depth to however deep the water is, however deep you think the fish are feeding. In this particular instance, I think these fish are probably going to be 4 or 5 feet. It's about 6-7 feet deep out there where I'm going to be fishing. So I'm just going to estimate 4 feet to start with. If they're not there, I'll go a little deeper. We'll see how it goes. Let's give it a try. Sometimes it's just a little bitty strike. Just anything that changes the action of that float, that's when you got to set the hook. Another pretty little perch. These are all keeper perch. Float and fly. One of the big advantages of the float and fly technique is that you can keep the fly where the fish are. If you're just casting and retrieving minnows or shad darts or whatever, you got to keep that thing moving. But I've identified a depth where the fish are. They're all about the same place there. I can just keep that fly right at the same place most of the time at that depth. and just keep giving it a little action until that float changes, any kind of change whatsoever. And that float just barely moved that time. They're all nice perch. Look at that. That's a big perch. Thing is, these are all 11, 12-inch perch. Nice perch. Well, that's that. I got the rest of the day blocked off to striper fish. So just something fun about that perch fishing, man. I love it. There's nothing more fun than that float and fly. Give it a whirl, see what you think.